Hi guys, thanks so much for stopping by. So today I'm going to be talking about Revlon Colorstay makeup for normal dry skin, SPF 20. This is in the color 150 buff and it looks kind of weird on me, like kind of ashy. You know, it has like that ashy kind of look, like kind of, yeah. Or maybe I need a little bit darker color. It's just that when I tried out the oily version of this foundation, this was the color. So I took a chance. Anyway, first off, I'm very disappointed in the color choices. It's very few at Ulta.com and it is less than 30 at their website. And if you are more of the darker skinned person and you want to try this out, it's gonna be tough. So I don't know why. I think they need a better, I think the people that makes the color what is it, the shade scale or the shade options actually need to, either they need to tell their boss or someone higher up and say, hey, we need better color options, because there's not only like less than 30 different skin tones. It's stupid. Anyway, so it says here, Revlon Colorstay liquid makeup for 24 hours of life-proof protection that keeps your makeup impeccable all day. Meet the life-proof makeup that slays impeccable all day for whatever life throws your way, for every skin tone, type, and style. Beautiful natural finish for up to 24-hour wear. Buildable to full coverage. Contains hyaluronic acid to hydrate skin over time. Oil-free, SPF 20. Okay. I have normal to dry skin. I have sensitive skin as well. I never tried this without a primer and a setting spray, because let's be honest, without those two, no makeup is going to last. Especially on my skin. So, and believe me, I have tried foundations that are close to $100. I have never tried a foundation that is over $100, but I have tried foundations that are almost $100 in that kind of range. And believe me, it doesn't last all day. Without a primer, without a setting spray, you still need those, especially for my skin. So let's have at it. I have tried this with just my regular moisturizer. I have also tried this with a heavy duty moisturizer. I have used this with a lot of different kinds of primers, because I have a lot of different kinds of primers and I wanted to see which one would work the best. And all my primers are hydrating. This is still drying. I had to use the most heavy duty primer that I had. I had to use I had to double layer my moisturizer, and so I had a regular moisturizer and I had to top it off with a heavy duty hydrating thick moisturizer plus the heavy duty primer, and this turned out okay. However, the biggest problem I have is that it made me break out. So that part, I cannot have it. Also, when I am trying to apply this, no matter what primer I'm using, it really doesn't blend well on my skin. It doesn't blend on the skin. It just kind of like moves around a lot. So what I would do with this is that I would just use a brush so I can just put it everywhere really fast. And then after that, I let it sit for a little bit, about a minute or two, and then I use a sponge that does help. And then I give it a few more minutes and it will set a little bit more, but it is a natural finish, so it will be tacky after. I then use my setting powder. I don't use a matte powder. I use a non-matte powder, if that makes sense. So just to get rid of the tackiness, because when I'm going to put I just don't want to have the tackiness, especially with my baby around and he's going to touch my face all day and all that stuff. So I don't want that. So I do that, and then I do a setting spray, Everything that I use are all hydrating or dewy or illuminating. There's nothing matte that I use, not even for my lips. So I do that. And this still really dries my skin out. It's so drying that my skin actually, like when I move my skin, it has fine lines all over my cheeks that I've never had. But with this foundation, it's like 30 of them in each side. It's really bad. And it makes me feel awful, you know, like, because it looks stretched out, dry, and cakey. And it kind of hurts, and it kind of irritates it a little bit because it's dry, you know. Also, if I already said it, this made me break out. Okay, aside from applying it and how to apply it and how I have applied it and all that good stuff, when it does set, it's beautiful. It's perfect. However, if you do have textured skin, you're gonna have to work with it. You're gonna have to figure out if this does work for you or not, because I broke out because of this foundation, and I tried to cover out my breakout, which was over here. I tried to cover it out, and after probably at least 6 to 8 hours of wear, it separated, it caked, it cracked, it kind of faded a little bit. And mind you, I don't touch my face all day. Sometimes my baby might touch my face, but he wasn't touching that side of my face, and it really did break apart. So just so you know, if you have textured skin, if you want to try this out, make sure you kind of test it out and see what works for you the best and what will last all day for you the best. Because for me, for that part of my textured part of my face, which I don't have a lot of textured parts of my face, excuse me, that really broke out. I mean, that really broke apart and caked and separated. So I wasn't impressed with that. But but if you have like a super smooth skin, not very textured, all that, you just want to put foundation on and stuff, maybe you have uneven skin tone, stuff like that, it can actually work. You might actually need concealer with this for unevenness sometimes. Also for if you have a breakout, you might definitely need this. I did use this for under eyes, which I usually do for, I usually just use a foundation for my under eyes. I think my under eyes are kind of dark, but it always usually gets covered by foundation, so I don't think it's that dark. But if you have really extremely deep dark circles under your eyes, you might need concealer for that. I mean, this is very buildable. Very buildable. However, the more you do add on there, though, it feels like, because that area was the one that I really did add a lot. In the beginning, it looks okay, but as time progresses, it breaks apart the worst. It cakes the worst, and it's the part that actually looks gross. So just so you're aware on what kind of makeup you're gonna try. And I like to share that because let's just say you already know all the info that I go through. You base it on that, and you might do a better job working with it because you already have my info. You know what I mean? So if you have oily skin, this will definitely work for you because this dried me out. If this dried me out, it should be able to work with oily skin, I think. If you have more of a normal skin, this will definitely probably work. I would suggest you get a good hydrating primer though. If you have oily skin, I would work with a primer. Either you try with a light mattifying primer if you want to, or if you want to try it without a primer, go right ahead. If you feel like it might be a little too drying for you, even though you have oily skin, if you want to try a very light hydrating primer, go ahead and do that too. Again, I have used a setting spray with this every single time I have used it, and the part that I built it to an extreme because I had a pimple on there, and I have discoloration of this area, and it just kind of felt like it was a lot darker than the rest of my face. That was the part that really broke apart. So just so you know, just watch out for that. Yes, it is buildable, but the buildable part will actually fall apart several hours later. So just be aware. If you want, you can always bring that with you and kind of retouch it if you want to. I never really tried to do that, but it is, I gotta say though, the beautiful part about this foundation, it's buildable. And when you do that, it doesn't seem to look a little cakey unless it's a few hours after. So again, if you want to work with that and kind of retouch with the foundation a few hours after because it's breaking out that area and you just want to retouch that area, go experiment and do that. I did not do that on my end. So I don't know how that would come out. I never did I don't really do a lot of flash pictures anymore. So I don't really care about the flashback. So just so you're aware, I never really tried and tested that part out. I think other than that, everything is good. This didn't make my skin itch. It did break me out, but it didn't make my skin itch at all. It made me very dry. And I think that was probably a big cause that it made me break out. Other than that, I think the application is the worst part for me. The application is the worst part, but once it does set, it looks really beautiful actually. And if I haven't, I forgot. This actually works really well with a cream or a liquid highlighter if you want to do that. It doesn't really get taken off, and it blends in really beautifully. It doesn't get taken off. It doesn't become cakey or pasty looking or like uneven when you do it. So I like that part. I just really wish it never broke me out, and I just also wish it really hydrated me and not really got me dry, because I think this would have become like my holy grail. Even though it's so hard to put on, I think I would have still loved this foundation. But because it made me break out, that's already done. And then it also made me super dry. It's not gonna work. So that is my full experience, my full review in regards to this foundation. And of course, you can watch other videos that are about this foundation to try and compare and see if you decide to try and check it out. If you guys have other suggestions in regards to foundations or makeup that would be suited for my skin, which would be normal to dry and very sensitive skin, let me know down below. I would love to try them out. Please, nothing with beeswax, because I am allergic to that, and anything with beeswax makes my skin itch and also gives me dermatitis. That is not something I want. So unfortunately, there are a lot of products out there that do have beeswax, and I cannot try them because of that. If there are products that you find that you enjoy, you love, and it doesn't have beeswax and it is for normal, dry, sensitive skin, let me know down below, please. I would love, 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 love to try them out. And again, I am still in my drugstore makeup challenge journey, so I only want to try drugstore for now. So keep that in mind. Thanks so much, guys, for stopping by, and I see you again next time. Bye. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please hit the like button, subscribe button, and the bell so you'll be notified whenever I do upload a new video. Don't forget to expand the description box, because as much as possible, I always try to get coupons for you guys, discount codes, and other goodies like that. I also have my Twitter information, Instagram, Snapchat, and for business inquiries, I have my email there as well. Thank you guys, and I'll see you again next time. Bye.